Before Olympus crowned its kings, before thunder echoed in the sky and mortals dared to name the gods, there was only one thing: chaos. A formless void. No sky, no sea, no earth, just a boundless nothing. And from this nothing came something: Gaia, the earth, eternal, rich, and ancient. And from Gaia came Uranus, the sky, vast and shining, her equal and her mate. Together, Gaia and Uranus created the first forms of power. They birthed beings older than time itself, the Titans: Oceanus, Hyperion, Iapetus, Rhea, Mnemosyne, and the youngest, cunning and ambitious, Cronus. But with creation came fear. Uranus looked upon his children, these towering beings of divine power, and saw not legacy, but threat. He feared they would overthrow him, just as he had risen from the void. And so, in a cruel act of domination, Uranus took the children Gaia loved, her monstrous offspring, the Cyclopes with their single blazing eyes, and the Hecatoncheires, the hundred-handed ones, and locked them away in Tartarus, the deepest, darkest pit in all creation. Gaia, heartbroken and enraged, could no longer bear her husband's tyranny. She called upon her Titan sons to rise, to reclaim what was theirs, but only one answered her call: Cronus. Gaia forged a weapon from her very body, cold stone, honed to divine sharpness, a sickle. One night, as Uranus came down from the heavens to embrace Gaia, Cronus waited in the shadows. When the moment came, he struck. The sickle slashed through the sky. With a single, horrific blow, Cronus castrated his father, casting Uranus's power and his legacy into the sea. From the blood that fell to earth sprang dark and wild creatures: the Furies, born of vengeance, the giants, destined to battle gods, and from the sea foam where his severed flesh fell, rose Aphrodite, the goddess of love and beauty. Uranus was no more. Cronus, drenched in victory, crowned himself king of the cosmos. The age of the Titans had begun, but the curse of the father lingers in the soul of the son. Uranus, in his final breath, whispered a prophecy: "As I have fallen by your hand, so too shall you fall by your own child." Cronus laughed, then began to fear. To defy fate, he took a monstrous step. Each time his wife, Rhea, bore a child, Cronus swallowed it whole. Hestia, Demeter, Hera, Hades, Poseidon. One by one, the future gods disappeared into his belly, devoured before they could grow. But Gaia was watching, and Rhea, aching with loss, begged her for help. When the final child was born, Zeus, Rhea wrapped a stone in swaddling cloth and gave it to Cronus. He swallowed it without question. Meanwhile, the real Zeus was hidden far away, raised in secret among nymphs, mountains, and wild beasts. He grew in strength and wisdom, his heart burning with purpose. The time for vengeance was coming. The son would return to challenge the father, and the war that would shake the very foundations of the cosmos was about to begin. This is only the beginning. In the shadow of Cronus's reign, the skies were silent, but not at peace. Far from the Titan King's throne, hidden in the wilds of Crete, the last child of Rhea, Zeus, grew in secret. Raised by nymphs, suckled by a sacred goat, and guarded by warriors who clashed their shields to mask his infant cries, the future king of gods trained in solitude. Zeus learned the old prophecies. He knew his destiny was written not in ink, but in blood and thunder. When the time was right, he descended from the mountains, no longer a child, but a force. With cunning, he returned to Cronus's court, not as a warrior, but as a servant. And there, under his father's nose, he plotted the downfall of an empire. With Gaia's guidance and the aid of the Titaness Metis, Zeus brewed a potion, a vile, bitter elixir. He offered it to Cronus disguised as wine, and when Cronus drank it, he vomited. One by one, his swallowed children were returned, fully grown and furious. Poseidon, Hades, Hera, Demeter, Hestia. The Olympians had come home. The skies cracked open. The earth trembled. The Titanomachy had begun. 10 years of war, gods versus titans, nephews against uncles, brother against brother. The titans fought from the heights of Mount Othrys, immense and unyielding, fueled by ancient power. Cronus commanded legions of immortal warriors, strong brutal and proud, but the Olympians fought with fire in their hearts. Young, ruthless, relentless, Zeus unleashed thunderbolts that scorched the sky. Poseidon struck the earth with quakes and storms. Hades vanished into the shadows, attacking from below. Still, it was not enough. The Titans would not fall. So Gaia whispered once more, "Free the ones your father feared." Deep in Tartarus, the Cyclopes and hundred-handed ones waited. Zeus descended into the abyss, shattered the gates, and freed them from their prison. In gratitude, the Cyclopes gifted the Olympians their ultimate weapons. To Zeus, the thunderbolt. To Poseidon, the trident, to shake the seas. To Hades, a helm of darkness, to move unseen. Now armed with divine power, the tide turned. The hundred-handed ones hurled mountains like pebbles, burying titans beneath landslides. Zeus's lightning lit up the heavens. Poseidon drowned armies with walls of water, and Hades dragged enemies into the underworld. Cronus fought to the last breath, but fate cannot be outrun. At the height of the final battle, Zeus hurled a thunderbolt so vast, so furious, it split the sky and sent Cronus crashing into Tartarus, bound forever in chains. The war was over. The Age of Titans had ended. From the ruins of the old world, the Olympians rose. Zeus claimed the heavens. Poseidon took the seas. Hades ruled the underworld. And so, a new era dawned, ruled not by the old gods of chaos and fear, but by a new order, a divine kingdom of Olympus. But peace never lasts forever. The blood of the Titans still flows in the veins of gods and monsters. Old grudges smolder in the shadows, and deep in the darkness of Tartarus. Something stirs. The war is over, but the story has only just begun.